Alright, what is going on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? The ACMJ's Gamer here. Uh, Game Informer dropped some new Assassin's Creed Mirage information, um, and it kind of brought back this whole conversation of when they first released this mechanic. I'm gonna play the clip, and then I'll let you guys hear my side of what I think.
So that's cool.
Something I really liked about it is the way that they explained it, because in game it looks not natural, because it's not. He's like floating through space digitally and appearing behind an enemy, assassinating, and then he teleports to the other enemy, like you mentioned, through the line. But it's like a glitch in the Animus. Basim is such a fast and efficient killer that the Animus is struggling to keep up with the memories of his kills, which, you know, is their way of saying, we want to do this cool system, it's not natural because humans can't do this. But we have a game where you're playing through the memories of somebody, so our sci-fi matrix device, the Animus, is struggling to keep up. We played 3 different
Okay, so there you have it. We already knew this information, but these two people were some of the first people to actually play the game as it is currently. So he repeated what we know, which is the explanation for the multi-kill function, because even though it's a very cool feature, their explanation for the animation glitch is that Basim is so fast that the Animus can't keep up with him, which breaks canon lore. And if you don't care about that, that's one thing. If you go, hey, it's a cool mechanic, I don't care about the lore of Assassin's Creed, it's been fucked up for years, that's okay, that's one argument. You have another argument that when a universe is created, a fake universe is created, whether it be for movies, books, television, what have you, video games, you have a set core of rules that govern that universe. Breaking any of those rules is considered canon. In the universe of Assassin's Creed, you're given, like he said, a matrix way to go back into time through the blood of your ancestors, right? And the Animus was unable to do a lot of things because of the limitation of the hardware. Now, one could argue that that was just the excuse that they couldn't put extra things in the game because of the limitation of the hardware at the time. However, doing so in universe, there are reasons that the Animus could not do specific things, and that makes sense because in that universe you are reliving the past. So it's not necessarily rule breaking because, they were limited to what they could do at the time way back when, but it makes sense in the lore. Now they're trying to use an explanation of, Basim's just too fast, to justify a really cool mechanic. And I highly disagree with this. I think it's kind of stupid, to be honest. They easily could have made the explanation that, Basim has a piece of Eden, and the piece of Eden makes him faster, and that's how he can do it. Now that would make sense, and that would explain why he has limitations as to how many he could do at a time if he didn't have it, or they could have also just completely changed the animation to where he actually does go and do it without you having to do it. But they wanted to make it super quick and effective, like the system from Batman or the system from Splinter Cell. But because he doesn't have a projectile, you could do it with throwing knives, but they wanted to do something specifically with the hidden blade. So they are essentially breaking canon. This may not seem like a big deal to other people, but for a game that claims to be going quote-unquote back to the roots, this is a big deal for people who are like, this is stupid, and this is a turnoff. On the other side, you have a group of people that go, I don't care, it looks pretty cool. Also, if you don't want to use it, or if you don't want to play the game because of it, just don't use it when you're playing the game. Well, see, that's the same argument that people like to make about microtransactions. Why are you so upset that microtransactions are in the game? You don't have to buy them. That's not the issue. The issue is, if microtransactions are in the game to begin with, when they shouldn't be, why are they there? Very similar to this mechanic where people are like, oh, well, you don't have to use the mechanic when you're playing. The mechanic shouldn't be in the game if there isn't an in-game excuse. Now, I'm saying Ubisoft made an in-game excuse that Basim is so fast. The issue becomes when that is a very poor excuse that does not hold up with previous canon, if that makes sense. They broke a canon rule, and it doesn't make sense compared to the rest of the lore, the rest of the history, the rest of the games. They said, hey, we have a cool mechanic that we made, and we're going to put it in the game no matter what. Like I said, if they came up with another example, like, oh, hey, well, he has a piece of Eden, well, that's okay. That would have made more sense, but they didn't come out and say that. So, for whatever the reason, I'm still on the fence, not necessarily because of this. I do not like that it breaks canon lore. I will use the mechanic in the game, it's whatever. However, we're 4 weeks away, I think, from the game releasing, and we still have yet to see any major or serious combat engagements, because I'm afraid that the game combat is going to be more like Valhalla than anything, and if it is relatively similar to that, I don't want it. So I'm hoping to see some gameplay before the release date, because if not, I guess I'll be waiting for the embargoes and for other people to do their Let's Play series to actually see the combat. But that is all. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.